What's up fam, it's Coach Cam. In today's video we're going to be discussing how to perform the muscle up. So the muscle up is a very challenging and powerful body weight movement that requires a few things. So let's go into what it requires and then what did I do to prepare myself to be able to perform a clean and smooth muscle up. So to start off, it requires what we'll call pulling strength, right? So you need to be able to produce a lot of force, the pulling muscles of your body, right? So biceps, we're talking all the muscles in the back. You need to be able to produce force with these muscles at a high level, which we will just term as strength, right? Pulling strength. So if you are very weak, you're going to want to do lat pull downs, rows, machine-based exercises, just because those are so simple to progressively overload and work on improving the amount of force that you can produce over time just by simple progressive overload, safe and effective, right? Once you are able to perform pull-ups, you want to include pull-ups in your routine. Continue performing pull-ups over time and also applying progressive overload just as if it's another exercise. So don't treat pull-ups like a warm-up or a finisher. Treat it like one of your main exercises. So what you want to do with that is add weight over time. You should be getting stronger over time. You want to add weight over time so that you can continue to challenge yourself as you're building this pulling muscle size and strength, right, inside of your back muscles. So once you can do 10 body weight pull-ups, definitely start adding weight. And then you want to get to where you can do pull-ups with a 45-pound plate. If you can do reps, clean pull-up reps with a 45-pound plate, you're definitely in the ballpark to start attempting muscle-ups. Once again, the stronger you are at pull-ups, whether you want to be able to do a 45-pound plate for a dozen reps, or if you can do 20 plus body weight reps, like these are all just benchmarks to show that, hey, you are fully capable of producing more force and be able to perform a clean muscle up. So from there, you need to practice the muscle up itself. So you need a bar that is high enough that you can get the important technique and swing into the muscle up, a little bit of a swing, and then you want to curve around the bar, right? And you want to pull that bar close to your body as you do this. And you're going to pull and lean over the bar, and then you're going to push up. So it's a pull, a transition, and then a dip. And if you practice weighted pull-ups, the stronger you are at pull-ups, I'm telling you right now, the faster and easier you're going to achieve the muscle up and be able to perform clean, powerful muscle up reps, because your pulling power is going to be off the charts. And all you have to do from there is just refine the legs, the leg swing, and the technique, right? Just get used to the movement. So I myself, from about, I'll say 19 years old till about 25 years old, I did exclusively weighted pull-ups, dips, muscle-ups, and push-ups, and rows. And I kind of slowly evolved into more isolation lifts, more weights, exercises, and not just body weight. But over that time, I got very efficient and neurologically practiced and skilled at these movements. And then I realized, wow, I can do all these movements with a good amount of weight attached to me, but my body weight was still 150 pounds and I felt really small, like I didn't have a lot of muscle mass. So I decided, hey, this was about 4 years ago, I decided, hey, I'm gonna pursue as much muscle mass as possible. And then if I want to come back and do pull-ups in the future and specialize in that, then I can, and then I'll be even stronger because of it, right? So I took a turn, decided to stop specializing in those exercises, started including weights, and my physique took off, and I haven't really looked back. But it's been 2 years since I've done any muscle ups at all, and just decided to try it out. I was very surprised at what I was able to do. So you want to be lean. That's another component I didn't bring up earlier, but if you're lean, you're not overweight, it's going to be even easier, right? You're going to feel lighter and you're going to feel stronger when it comes to body weight exercises like the pull-up or the push-up or the dip. If you weigh a lot, you're not going to be able to add much weight to these exercises. So you want to be strong and weigh as little as you need. So ultimately, that's really all I have to say about the muscle up. It's just a skill. It's nothing special. I wouldn't really call it exercising. Like, I wouldn't program somebody to do muscle ups as an exercise because it is quite stressful on the elbows, on the triceps tendons. I wouldn't recommend that. I think it's kind of just a trick. It's kind of a skill. It takes a lot of strength to be able to do it, but once again, keep the basics in your training plan. The basics are the foundation, and that's what got you there anyway, right? If you can power clean like hundreds of pounds, right? You can also deadlift hundreds of pounds. Like, you wouldn't be able to power clean it if you couldn't pull it off the floor in the first place, right? So that's kind of what we're doing when we're training pull-ups and then letting it be our base for the muscle up. It's like, if you can pull up a lot of weight, you know that the muscle up, since you're taking all that weight off, you can just fly up off the bar, and you're trying to fire all those muscle fibers at once, right? And that's the same thing as a 1 rep max, but this time you're doing it without enough weight. So you're just pure speed, contracting all the muscles required to perform a muscle up. So it takes practice. I recommend, if you want to practice it, just practice it once or twice a week for a few sets. Just practice getting that perfect 1 rep, right? So don't be stringing together multiple reps. If you do string together multiple reps, keep it 5 or less reps. This is a power, quote, power exercise. You don't want to be fatigued doing this at all. If you're tired doing muscle ups, your form's going to crash. It's going to be sloppy. It's going to get ugly. You're risking injury. You want it to be quick, powerful, clean, and practice getting that perfect rep before you start stringing together multiple reps. So it took me months of practice before I was able to do them pretty well, and then it still took years to perfect the form to what I have today. And honestly, I surprised myself with the form I was able to put out after it being 2 years since I did any muscle ups. But that just goes to show you that high intensity training works. It is effective, and it's contracting your muscles as hard as possible until muscle failure, and training them as intensely as you can, and then making progress over time. That's going to be how you're going to build muscle size, strength, and cardiovascular improvements, because once again, everything is cardio if you contract your muscles. I don't care if you're going for a walk, you're doing backflip, burpee, ring muscle ups, or if you're mowing your lawn or whatever it is, it's all cardio. So you might as well just contract your muscles intensely with weights and get the exercise and strength benefits added on top of that. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions about muscle ups, leave them down below. I can make more videos on this because I literally spent like 6-7 years doing calisthenics only. So I have a lot of content I can put out about why calisthenics doesn't build muscle for a lot of people, and what happened to me and why that didn't work for me. So I have a lot more I can put out on that. So leave a comment down below, like the video if you want to see more. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.